Good evening. I now call to order the regular meeting of the Diversity Commission for April 15th, 2025. Welcome, commissioners. Well, may I have the roll call, please?
Laura is absent. Mongo.
Here.
Goodman.
Here.
Jean.
Here.
Shavar. Absent. Thompson. Here. Wei Chu. Currently absent. Sprock.
Present. The public is welcome at this time to address the commission on items not listed on the agenda, but within the commission's scope. There will be an opportunity to comment on other agenda items at the time they are discussed. To make a public comment, please fill out a public comment card and give it to the staff liaison. Comments are limited to 3 minutes per speaker. Please note that the commission is not able to engage in discussion with speakers. The commission may only accept comments into the record for consideration due to Brown Act laws. Lyon, do we have any public comment cards? All right, so the floor recognizes Amanda for her comments.
Hi, everyone. I think you all know me. I'm Amanda Sakach, and I represent District 5 in the City Council. And I came first of all to thank you for all the work you do, because I know diversity, equity, inclusion is seen by some people as not a great thing right now, but we on the City Council in Pleasant Hill are appreciative of you making this a welcoming and inclusive community. Toward that end, I had 2 small asks. One is I've asked the city manager and the city attorney when we revise laws or ordinances to make the language gender inclusive and including inclusive of non-binary folks. Some of you know my child identifies as non-binary. So the easiest way to do that is instead of saying men or women, say people, use plural instead of his or her. So just something to look out for. And I think you probably do that anyway on your proclamations. And then I also heard that you might be planning something for Pride Month. And I think this would be a great year, even if it was something small, like off the grid, maybe bring the Rainbow Center, the College Park group. You might be talking about this anyway. To set up some booths. I know Jeremy Carlson at the chamber said that he could help rally some folks if you did decide to do that. So I just wanted to put that out there, and I could also connect you, and I'm sure Leon could too, with Lindsay at the Education Commission to look at College Park. So that is all I wanted to say, and thank you again. I have to jet off to a Lions Club meeting, but have a great meeting, and I will touch base with Lion.
Thank you. Take care. I will now, are there any other cards?
No.
I'll now close public comment, move on to item 4, approve the January 21st, 2025 regular meeting minutes. Commissioners, please take the time to review them if you've not yet done so. Wait for commenters on this item. I'll now open public comment on this item to approve the January 21st, 2025 regular meeting minutes. To make a comment on this item, please fill out a public comment card to the staff liaison. Comments are limited to 3 minutes per speaker. Lion, do we have any public comment cards? All right, I'll now close public comment and bring it back to the commission. Please take as much time as you need to review these minutes, and look up when you're ready.
Can I mention
Please.
something? So it says that Commissioner Thompson attended the webinar about United Against Hate, and I actually attended that one, and I said I would send the notes and I forgot. So I can give an update in this meeting, or I can give an update in another meeting, but just flagging that I attended that one. Under number 6.
And I think we can discuss it under event volunteer requests and some of the as a sub piece under calendar.
Okay, cool.
Any other corrections or questions to the minutes? Is there a motion to approve the minutes of January 21st, 2025? So moved. Motion by Moore, second? Senator, third? All right, we have a motion before this commission to approve the minutes of January 21st, 2025. We hear the ayes? Ayes. Motion passes. Minutes are approved with the change as mentioned by Liz. Okay, moving on to item 5, community feedback. At the October 2024 meeting, the commission voted to add community feedback as a recurring item on the agenda where input from the public can be discussed. Something reoccurring from the fall, maybe even late summer, was a discussion regarding providing input to the upcoming negotiations between the city and its labor unions regarding holidays, regarding Indigenous Peoples' Day and Columbus Day in particular. I generated sort of a briefing, a background and recommendation paper, received comments from this body, and then got feedback, added that feedback and put it back out. Has everybody had a chance to review it? I didn't get any feedback via.
Right.
Another commissioner joins us. But is there more to discuss here? What do we want to do with this? I think we're getting pretty close to them needing it if it's going to be meaningful.
I don't know they were coming.
So what would we like Lyon to provide this to the city as just for their consideration in our advice, providing advice in a role per our charter to provide advice to the city? Does this fit our advice on this matter to the city?
Yeah.
Okay. I think we probably need to put that to a vote since it's a written document. Is there a motion to put this document as our collective advice to the council on their upcoming labor negotiation? Motion. Second, Liz. All right. Before this committee is a motion to put the information paper on paid holidays for negotiation of labor agreements to the city for its advice. All the ayes? Ayes? Any? We abstain?
Abstain, yeah, because I did.
Okay, one abstention. The motion passes. Moving on, Commissioner Blanco, Sandra. I'm sorry this went so long because this was a hot topic, but please talk to us about the letter and the resolution.
So I was very moved by this email that was sent by the principal of College Park to all the students, the staff, the community. Because, you know, it describes how they're going to keep our students safe and everyone safe in this school based on things that are going on. And so my recommendation was to have the city write a statement and publicize it that is similar to this so that everyone in Pleasant Hill can feel safe. And then I saw that, I believe this was read at a city council meeting, but I was wondering if they distributed this anywhere or if it's only read at the city council meeting. I was hoping that there would be a communication that's sent out to all of the entire community.
I believe it was on the City of Pleasant Hill Facebook.
It was? Okay, I didn't
so.
see it. Okay.
I can double check, but I thought I saw that.
I saw it somewhere else too. and I can't
Yeah.
remember if it
Oh,
was on
good.
Facebook or on Outlook, something,
Oh, good.
it talked about this resolution,
Okay.
Maybe it was in the bi-weekly?
maybe.
Yeah,
I received those too,
I did too.
it was somewhere.
It was somewhere. I did see it and I was like, yeah, I was there.
Yeah, so that's good.
And nothing keeps us from, this is a resolution at this point, and is and always will be a resolution. Nothing stops us from using powerful language like this in future proclamations as well. So when we think about what we're supporting, in our various proclamations, there's nothing that stops us from using this, as part of those proclamations as well. So I agree, it's a powerful piece. Both are powerful pieces. So Sandra, is there anything else you'd like us to discuss or put before the
No,
city at this point? Okay, just
Okay.
bring it to our attention for future action as needed.
yeah,
Okay.
thank
Yeah,
you.
let's keep it top of mind as we think about our proclamations going forward.
Yeah, maybe we could encourage the mayor to read it again at Juneteenth.
That's a good idea.
Can we make that? Do we vote? Do we just suggest that and just put it in the minutes? What do you think? We would love for the mayor to, well, I mean, does everybody like that idea or is there?
They're gonna be reading the
Juneteenth proclamation.
We
That's
don't
true.
do Proclamation after proclamation.
That's true.
There are like pieces in here, like the last part here, but I think it'd be great to just reiterate,
Yeah.
right? So maybe not the whole thing, but just like as part, like quoting the proclamation, like sentence.
That sounds good. I like that.
And let's have it at like our booth.
Oh, yeah, good idea.
And have, at least the, hard copy laminated, but maybe we get a like,
Talk to people.
copies or something.
Yeah, and talk to people about it. Like,
Yeah.
we're gonna get questions like, what do you do? What are
Yeah.
you doing, Express?
Yeah, that's
Like,
exactly.
this is what the city is.
That's why, yeah.
This is our core informing documents.
Mhm.
I love that.
Yeah, we could get a few copies of that.
Do we need to make an ask or put forth or can we just have copies of it there?
Anything you all end up wanting me to print for day of,
Okay,
send it
perfect.
my way, and then, I don't think I received the proclamation yet, Virginia.
No.
Yeah, so if you all are wanting to put parts in the.
Oh, you know what?
resolution, Proclamation is still fine.
Okay, okay, cool. All right. Yes.
Any other discussion on this matter? Okay. And on community feedback, a ways back, we got a request from a member of the community regarding the Contra Costa civil grand jury. And wanted us to discuss recruitment for jury members. I've never been on a jury, but I've tried a lot of cases in front of juries. And they are picked from your community. And they are, I don't know, folks who've been called before and sat, but juries are supposed to reflect the community you're in. This is a jury of your peers, right? But sometimes juries reflect the realities of who's able to get in and out of work. And so what this community member talked about is the current grand jury. And so just the grand jury is they hear the early version of the case. So they're not deciding the full case. They're deciding based on the prosecution's evidence so far, should a case go forward. And according to the member of the community, they tend to be a lot of retirees or self-employed. Maybe that looks like a community, maybe it doesn't. Whether you were talking about diversity of age, diversity of race, diversity of experience, diversity of thought, that may not look like our city and our county. And so this person just wanted to say, House to talk about it, encourage people to sign up for the grand jury if you're able, because that's another way to participate in the decision-making process. So you decide whether or not this case even goes to trial.
I don't know if the Ed Commission received the same letter, but they would have access to all the local PTAs. So that would be a great place to, get actual thing. Yeah, I mean, we have our bandwidth, but they can actually, let each of the PTAs know, like, hey, we're looking for members. And so just as a suggestion, if they have not received a letter as well.
Yeah, you don't want your grand jury just to be rubber stamp for
Yeah.
the government. I mean, you want people of our experience, of the community's experience, to decide whether or not the government has met its burden to go to trial, to put somebody through a very extreme experience.
It's a pretty big time curve, so
It
I think
is.
that needs to be added.
Mhm.
How long is the time commitment?
I think you sit for months at a time. Not sure.
It's really flexible words.
Yeah.
Hey, any more discussion on this topic? Okay. Let's see, we have Liz and Lloyd, Off the Grid Partnership Invitation.
Yeah, we had a great meeting with Danielle from Off the Grid on Monday, and we were, besides for confirming our Juneteenth participation, it was just kind of a reminder that if there's any type, well, a couple things. If there's any events that it would make sense for Off the Grid to support and collaborate with, like, AAPI, Heritage Month, or Latinx Heritage Month, or Pride. I know they're doing Earth Day already, so wanted to put that out to folks. And also, if there are organizations who would be interested in partnering for fundraising reasons, they're doing that as well. So they're working with College Park, they're working with Valhalla Valhalla Elementary School, they're working with, I don't know if it was Hidden Lakes or, maybe the other, Pleasant Hill, Hidden Lakes, yeah. So they have fundraising evenings where, is it $1 per dollar?
$1 per purchase, I think.
Yeah, for $1 per purchase, was being supported to that organization as well. So they wanted to put that out to us, to let us know, to spread the word. And if we wanted to, I know we'll talk about Pride a little bit later, but that could be an evening. AAPI, I don't think they have anything set up there. Like I said, Latin Heritage Month. So did I forget anything?
No.
Yeah, so.
They're really anxious and excited to partner with the communities that they're in, so they're really open to like any suggestions. Like my sister's kids are part of a dance crew, and she immediately was like, set me up with an intro. Like she just wants to make community impact. So it's really cool. Yeah. If you have ideas, let us know.
Any questions, further discussion?
Change it from Wednesday to Thursday.
Yes.
May I ask a clarifying question? Because Danielle and the additional Off the Grid,
Okay. No.
the main person.
Oh, Zach?
Zach, yeah.
No,
Yeah,
but
the
that's
name person. Anyway.
Yeah.
the owner.
Right, right.
But they expressed that they need sooner than later a firm schedule of what they're doing. Is there anything that I should report back to them, or do you feel like you've already communicated to them if the Diversity Commission is supporting any additional culture? Like, so for example, and you all did wonderfully because you're not supposed to respond to a person's public comment, right? But Councilmember Sakach just asked if you're going to be having a Pride date. So was that included in the conversation that happened?
I think we discussed that would be potential, but we didn't have any firm dates or anything like that.
Yeah,
right? We didn't-
maybe when we get to the calendar part of our agenda, we could brainstorm that.
Yeah.
But
And the same for AAPI, which is in May, and the Latin Heritage Month, which is in September, I think. So, and I don't know if that would be just an event in recognition, or would we actually be, putting together something of that sort. Well, I'm very conscious of bandwidth and everything
Yeah.
else like that. We have so many things going, so. Unless we're, collaborating with another group perhaps who's taking on the brunt of the work, and maybe we could just like connect them above the grid, or no.
It's a pretty cool invitation to get from them.
it is, I know. And maybe we could discuss, like, if it's just once a month, we set up a diversity commission booth just to like have a presence there to say, like, if you have questions or if you wanna share feedback, I don't know, like maybe it's just as simple as that.
Mhm.
Cause you're right, I think it is a really cool invitation. I don't wanna like waste the opportunity to get in there and make an impact, so.
So I think we can discuss more on the calendar, right? Because that's
Sure.
an agenda item.
Yeah,
Okay.
Can I make one more suggestion?
yeah,
I would love the conversation now to be about what does partnership look like? And then once you all decided what that would mean to you, then it makes sense to just identify if there are dates where you want to do it during the calendar discussion. That makes sense?
I mean, obviously Juneteenth is a major thing. Pride is coming up, which is in June as well. I think that's a major undertaking if we're to put together some sort of something on the heels or before Juneteenth. Just being aware of, AAPI. I don't know what that would look like. I mean, I know they already have the night markets. And then, Latin Heritage Month. I don't know, what do folks think?
I mean, did Off the Grid ask something of you all?
they just made the offer, like if
Yeah.
we wanted to partner with them, they would love to partner with us, so.
They didn't define what partnership would mean to them.
Mm-mm.
I mean, I think they would be welcome to just, even potentially finding a culturally appropriate, entertainment, maybe a booth or, they don't mind, but they're what they did say was they would definitely look at finding, so just like they're finding primarily Black-owned businesses for Juneteenth, they could do the same for AAPI, they could do the same for Latin Heritage Month, they could do the same for Pride. So.
Yeah. I think maybe we could evaluate better partnership with them next year. I think right now we're like in the thick of Juneteenth and I'm a little hesitant to sign up for anything more, but I hate to miss the opportunity, so maybe we just plan for it next year. I don't know,
Unless folks have another
Yeah,
idea,
unless-
unless,
or if someone wants to own
yeah.
it, or I don't know.
Or you see something in the calendar, we can include them in.
Like Earth Day, I mean, there's already something planned for Earth Day, so they're participating, they're collaborating with them. So I don't know if there is something that an organization perhaps has planned, but we'd have to, take the time to figure that out. That they could, kind of, like we could connect them and, but I don't know the answer.
Yeah, I mean, to Amanda's point, I do think we should do something for Pride, and maybe if we have the opportunity with Off the Grid, maybe it's simply like picking her up on our offer to connect us with the Rainbow Group and have a booth at one June off the grid
The Thursday.
on a Thursday. Yeah, and it's like, I don't think it has to be a huge production. It's just, leaning in a little bit more than we would otherwise, like coordinate with the off the grid team to see if we could get, trucks that were, owned by LGBTQ owners, like have the rainbow group booth. We could help facilitate that and we could just be on hand and it would be simple. And we could help coordinate with the city to like put it on the marquee and maybe do a post. I don't know. Are people into this?
Well, you know what, maybe even if we kind of lean on the Rainbow Coalition.
Yeah.
To say, hey, this could be a potential fundraiser for you guys, / awareness event.
Yeah,
One evening that's super simple, you could have a booth, maybe we could have a booth. Off the grid would be represented and keep it super, super low key.
yeah,
Maybe they could find entertainment, and Off the Grid is definitely welcome to they'll throw in $250 for entertainment for pretty much any event, because that's what they're gonna pay anyway for. So if their entertainment, someone else's entertainment, so I mean, that could be something very, very simple that we could do.
I like that, and we could test it in June and
Mhm.
see how it goes, and if it's like, this kind of lower lift partnership proposal and see if it resonates,
Yeah.
if people like it, and then we could rinse and repeat, I don't know.
We're talking about marrying this up with an existing off the grid event.
Yes.
Already
Yes.
going on the grid.
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe that evening a proclamation is read, the Pride Proclamation.
Yeah. Okay, I'll own it, I'll take it, I wanna do it. Okay, cool. Okay, so in terms of coordinating with Off the Grid, do you want me to put together a note and then you and Zach can send it to the Off the Grid team just to say, we'd love to test what a partnership event could be aside from Juneteenth, like a little bit of a smaller scale, and propose what we just talked about and just see what they say?
Yeah, and I think you're even okay to send it to.
Okay, and just see.
Yes, yeah,
Okay.
because I did that message and said, you two are,
Yeah, okay,
You want to shoot for the Thursday after Juneteenth?
yeah.
Yeah.
That sounds good. And they sent us their calendar, so I'll just make sure that that is okay with what they have there too. Okay, cool.
And, just a reminder that if they haven't asked for anything,
Yeah,
you don't need to do anything. I mean, I got the sense that she's just looking for which themes, observances is probably better than saying themes, which observances
yeah,
they should try and honor by way of their food vendors, and they were looking for direction from the commission, so that might be the partnership.
okay,
I don't want you to task yourself.
yeah, but I also think it's such a cool opportunity, I don't wanna lose it. But that's a very good reminder, yes,
But I can help set up, but I
Yeah.
can't be there that night.
totally, that's fine. Okay.
What is the date that you guys are contemplating?
So that date was the 26th of June. Although my mom's and stepmom's 75th birthday party's that night, so I can't do it.
Yeah,
but,
that's cool,
I can help with all the setup, and,
cool.
in preparation. For the proclamation. And all that stuff.
Cool. Thank you.
And that's-
Great.
I had one other bit of community feedback from the community member happened to be Councilmember Law, and they were who was hoping we would get an observance request for an HPI Heritage Month, which I think might move us directly into the calendar as part of the relevant discussion. And I look at the calendar, I believe I do
That would just fun to.
see it there. All right.
Or just moving into the,
Yeah, so let's go to the calendar.
okay. So didn't we already have?
Yeah, it's always on me.
Yeah. And then, first we were doing Mental Health Awareness Day.
I will do it. Yep.
Okay, perfect.
If that's, we're still okay with two, but I will write it as long as that's what everybody wants.
And then And we're looking at the 5/19 city council meeting. Hopefully to present those two proclamations. Is that correct?
Will we just present one? Are we gonna present both or one?
Oh, however you want to do it. To whichever one.
What is the group?
I think we talked about doing one and having the other one just be
Yeah.
written news.
So my assumption would be probably present HPI.
It's good. And then the receipt night you said is the 19th that month?
The council meeting?
Yeah.
Yeah,
And Lyon, is it for the May council meeting, is that a guarantee that we can, aren't there two meetings per month?
Yes, and none are anticipated to be canceled in May. Is that what you're asking?
No, is it okay if we present, like if that works for you, I wanna make sure that that works for council.
So currently for the May calendar, and it's a draft calendar, so it can be changed. We have NHPI Heritage Month on the May 5th meeting and Mental Health Awareness Month on the May 19th meeting. But again, that was just me trying to fit things in based off of what was here.
Yeah. So I should ask what works better for your schedule, Frida.
May 19 works better.
Okay, so since we're skipping, we're only doing one, can we just do May 19th for HPA?
Thank you.
Okay, so the only other thing in May is first city commission meeting on the 20th.
There's also the Art, Wine and Music Festival related to May. We've got a volunteer request. The city is looking for booth volunteers from 9:30 to 2:30 and 2 p.m. to 6:30 p.m. on both date. And we can if we want to be present together, that's great. It's a good opportunity to promote Juneteenth. Hopefully we have a flyer.
unfortunately, I can't make it this year. Wish I could.
We have a baseball tournament both days.
And I'm at
Bummer.
I could probably make one day with children in tow. My partner is working the whole weekend.
I may be able to do 18, but not 17.
I could do the 18th, not the 17th.
Yeah.
Okay.
18th is the Sunday.
Yeah.
Yeah, we could offer the two Sunday shift.
At what time?
Well, they proposed two shifts, 9:30 to 2:30 or 2 to 6:30.
I could do the morning shift on the 18th.
Yeah, I think I can do it even.
Okay, let's all show up for that morning shift.
Is it appropriate to ask the city booth to pass out Juneteenth flyers on the day we're not there?
Yes, and I would need a Juneteenth flyer, please. that
Yes.
has information.
Okay, cool. Great.
Make a bunch of important decisions while she's not here, right? She walks in, should we say?
Everyone.
I'll do it. Thank you for participating in tonight's meeting. All right. Anything else you can add for us that would help with that request came from the city on volunteering for Art, Wine and Music Festival?
So just, if there's anything related to diversity commission that you're wanting me to print flyers for,
Okay,
We anticipate the Juneteenth flyer will be
for sure.
wanted for both days for everyone's use. All right.
okay.
Anything else for May? June.
June, we have, I think we had, so Pride for proclamation. Last year we did, or Loving Day, we had planned for proclamation and Juneteenth. So did we want to do 3 proclamations and have, I know one will be read, obviously Juneteenth will be read at Juneteenth. I didn't know if we wanted to read another one or at city council or just kind of have them listed.
It would be nice to be also further responsive to Amanda's request to have a proclamation at council.
Yeah, so.
I can write one,
Okay,
unless there's one that already existed.
There's probably one to start on. Yeah,
Yeah,
okay, great.
for sure.
I do apologize, because you asked about May. Commissioner Wing Chu, are you writing and receiving, or are you doing one or the other?
Yeah, both for me.
Sorry.
And then I'm just writing, and it would just be.
The mental health awareness. Oh, thank you, I didn't catch it. It's still being written, not being read.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Sorry about that.
So this is doing Pride. Lloyd is doing Juneteenth. Did we want to do Loving Day as well?
I would suggest in line with sort of our positive, our direction of not overloading, why don't we give it a year off?
Right, and revisit it. Thank you.
Because it was wonderful. It was so
Yeah,
wonderfully received.
perfect.
Which council meeting
Oh, yeah,
and who would like to go? I'm happy to go, but I'll give anybody the chance. As the,
or, no, please go, I would love it,
all
yeah.
right, so we've got Liz writing and Sandra receiving. Which meeting is there one that's better for the council on this one, Lyman?
So the Pride Month one you're talking
Yeah.
about, it's currently listed for June 2nd. The other meeting would be June 16th.
I can go either day.
that would be the same week as Juneteenth if you did this, I mean, whatever you want to do.
Maybe the both of them, so June 2nd, maybe Pride Month.
Yeah, Monday. First.
and the next one, the Pride on the 19th.
Mhm.
And the meetings are 7 PM, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Great.
And I am accepting. What is my role that day?
You can just accepting the Pride and you can say a few words if you'd like. It's up to you. It's very super.
So
You
is
take a
that
picture.
by, proclamation?
Mhm.
Okay,
Proclamation. Yep.
thank you.
And then Juneteenth, of course, we can.
We'll
get
have a
to-
longer conversation about this.
Right, now, did we want to, and then, Pride
Yeah.
for the, 20, what is it,
26.
26th? And, do we want to have the proclamation at least available that day, I think is important as well,
I agree.
if not read as well. So
Yeah.
maybe both.
Great.
So that will be at June 26th.
26.
26th. So we just need to talk with off the grid.
Yeah.
And Rainbow.
Yeah. Also, when we worked with P Flag last year, they were
Oh,
awesome.
that's
So we
right,
could
yeah, yeah.
Revisit that too.
Oh, yeah. Okay, great.
Just because I know we'll get busy, especially the next couple of months, do we want to knock out July proclamation while we're here?
Sure. Oh, sorry. With the Pride event, do we need to officially establish a subcommittee for that? Or is that just Liz?
I think we're still exploring a partnership at this point.
Okay.
But if you at some point feel we need to formalize it, I think we should, if everybody's okay with that.
Yeah,
That'll be on
Yeah, we'll
committee, of
explore.
course, so, okay, yeah, okay. Okay, so it's July, oh, sorry, anything more in June?
I was just going to add that, to do something for, for Pride, you mentioned the Rainbow Coalition, right? I think that we should engage them first before we figure out an event on what to do, because what if they already have something going?
Yep.
And maybe we can just support them, we don't have to reinvent the wheel.
Yeah.
But I always like to go to the, I don't know, call the experts or
Yep,
the people who are, involved heavily in that subject and find out what they would like to do.
and Rainbow Coalition / P-Flag,
Yes.
so.
I don't know what is PFLAG.
P-Flag, it's a similar organization, and last year for the,
Maybe.
Community Volunteer Day, Frida and I organized a collection of things that, they needed, and to your point, we reached out to them and said, what would be the most, impactful things to collect and give to the people who leverage, P-Flag, and they gave us a very comprehensive list versus us trying to assume what they needed for their community, so they were so responsive and such lovely partners, so, yeah, I think we could engage them again.
I would prefer to do that than
Yeah.
any other type of event.
I agree. Okay, great. Okay. July.
July, Americans with
It
Disabilities
was
Act.
ADA and Fourth and Independence Day.
Yeah, Independence Day, yeah. I don't think we had Outlook article. I think I have Liz written here. I don't know if that was even before.
When's it due? What is it?
Let's see.
But I can do it.
Wouldn't be due until June.
And what-
It would.
Last year we did ADA, right?
Yeah, I think we've done it 2 years in a row.
Yeah.
I've got an article if you want one.
Always something new from the diversity commission.
Yeah, I mean, if we have an article, I could write or partner with somebody on an Independence Day article.
We have done it a couple years in a row. And I think now it could be kind of interesting, especially in light of everything that's going on, reminding folks that, as Amanda mentioned, DEI, I mean, that's accessibility. And could really do something in regards to how important the accessibility piece is.
Yeah.
Right, especially right now. So that is a.
Yeah, an accessibility focused
Yeah.
ADA article.
I think it's out of that. Do you want to partner? Like-
Sure.
Okay, cool.
Come in. Cool. And then, so proclamation and Outlook article? Or we could have it a month without a proclamation? The folks,
Article.
just the article?
Yeah.
Okay. Liz and I on the article? All right.
Great.
Are we happy or do we want to go to August?
Looks good.
I think.
Okay, I see happy faces.
Yeah.
Let me just make sure there are no, national, I do want to talk about one thing in August, National Night Out. Just the city wanted to know if anybody was going to be able to volunteer. It's August 5th. That is a Tuesday.
Commissioner Spillane.
Yes.
Sorry, I quickly texted Jeff and he says the 4th of July commission usually will write up an article.
Oh, for 4th of July? Oh, perfect,
Great.
great. And they accept it and everything. We don't have to worry about the accepting it at city council meeting or anything like
And on a
that.
proclamation
Just a,
for the.
they do the article for 4th of July.
Yeah, because they have those various
Big one.
events, so I think they also.
Great, so we don't, so we're not depriving anybody of article, we'll just, so you're saying our ADA article is fine?
Yes, so if you, yes, there's no
Okay.
need for.
Okay. Great. So National Night Out, Chief in the city, August 5th. It's like the last Monday before school starts, Tuesday before school starts.
What would we have to do? Just.
Table, yeah, with the, table with Pleasant Hill PD.
Sandra, is your group gonna be a part of that?
The advisory panel?
Yes,
You know, I imagine so that I would have to be there,
okay,
for that. Yeah, but I'm not, I haven't received any information about it.
okay,
I'm not sure.
okay. So I'm just thinking we could, I mean, if,
Partner together.
exactly.
Come to my table. No, I'll find out more details and then bring that back and share with everyone, or just email.
So do we need to?
Just was, it's a little ways out. I just wanted to keep it on people's
Okay.
front of mind, and they want us there. They'd love to have us there.
Okay,
Whether it's sitting at somebody's table with some of our materials or having a table of our own, we can flesh out. We probably need to give them a little notice, but we'll want to talk about this at the June or July meeting.
because if we do United Against Hate, that could be a good place to promote it.
I
At
think
the-
given our history of cancellation, we should probably make a decision if we're doing it or not.
Yes, good point.
That way, we're not gonna miss out in case we don't make it to the next meeting.
In United Against Hate Week, that's
Give it an
that.
update, right?
Yeah, I can give an update.
Let's hear it.
So it is, October 19th. And really, so I attended a webinar a few months ago, and basically the goal of the webinar was to establish collaborations across communities and across California, really. So they wanted to make sure that this group was, the United Against Hate Week group was responding to the needs in various communities, expanding the impact of United Against Hate Week, helping various communities engage with schools, youth programs, libraries, law enforcement, parks and rec, and faith organizations, and then create new resources to support local action. And the bulk of the meeting was various groups from across California sharing how they celebrate United Against Hate Week. So it was more just to create ideas and share resources. And they sent a long list of resources for communities to use, which is really great and cool. And there was another webinar that I don't think anyone was able to attend, but basically, if we wanted to get involved, they have resources for us. They have people who can help us. And one woman reached out to me specifically, asked, because I brought up on the call that we were looking to reestablish our community conversations, and she said she would love to partner with us as a resource to help get those off the ground and understand how we are thinking about it, so she could take that to other communities across the state. So, like I said, it's been a couple months since I attended this webinar, but if we're interested, I think we're set up with a lot of resources. I think we'd be part of a larger effort across the state, which is pretty cool. And yeah, we would just have to decide what that looks like for us. So, a couple of ways that people are acknowledging the moment is they're having like peace walks, they're having webinars for people. They're hosting specialized discussions where people can discuss how they're combating hate in their various communities. They are offering tables and, with all the resources, from hotlines to websites to, whatever kind of materials that could be used. And the bulk of what we talked about was how to support immigrants who might be feeling unsafe in the communities where they live, given ICE and all of that happening. So yeah, it was really informative and I'm happy to share all the resources that, I'm sorry I didn't email those. I said I did and then I would and then I didn't. But I can email all this to everyone so they can look at it and we can think about it and maybe we could talk about it, the next meeting.
And you said the week starts on, is it a day, October
Oh,
19th?
sorry, it's the 19th through the 25th.
19th to the 25th.
Yes.
The 19th is a Sunday. Did we have the March before on a Sunday?
So weekend, I don't remember.
What's a weekend? I don't recall which day of the week.
I mean, that was definitely great.
Yeah.
I do know Sunday, I don't know, well, if we were to do a march again, I think that was awesome.
Yeah, the Peace Walk.
To have a peace march, resources, something like this proclamation of sorts read.
Yeah,
So.
yeah.
And then, I know it's the next topic, but then, because we didn't meet for the last 2 weeks, so for our,
Mhm.
like the
Yep.
anti-bullying one, can happen in October, because right now it's already
Yeah.
April. The school summer is happening, so this principal is probably not gonna respond until after summer at this point.
Yeah.
You
So
may
then
have it
maybe
for that week.
That would.
Yeah,
That would be awesome.
we do the walk and then we have,
Mhm.
conversation that's happening.
Yeah,
We do it, either do it before, I don't know, before or after the walk, I don't know what works better.
Or we can just figure out an
in
event that
October.
we can do together with United Against Hate for our conversation that we're planning to have.
yeah.
And just have them,
Yeah.
provide some resources for.
Yep. I love that.
So you guys would like to see this on the calendar going forward as a sort of a sub idea under the community conversations that we're sort of seeing it for now?
Sub idea about under your event, maybe instead of community conversations, but
No, well, yeah, either one, I suppose. I'm just trying, where do we want to park this so we keep
Yeah.
talking about it?
sorry, I didn't mean to
Oh.
point at you. What was the name of your event?
The Rachel Bloom, right?
Yes, recently.
Community conversations, narration.
7.5. So we can group that with the.
United Against.
Yeah,
Okay,
so is
We
it
have a couple
under
of-
7.4.
a next step for me? I'll make sure that both of you have all my notes from that and highlight, the people who they reached out to me to be a resource.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
But you mentioned that community conversation.
Yes.
So, this is where, because 7.3, 7.4, community
Yeah.
conversations and then addressing the racial bullying, like they're both kind of like the same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The same
Correct, yeah.
effort is what, I had mentioned before that I would like to combine into just one thing.
Yep.
And then, because we're all in the same subcommittee.
Right.
So what do you think about just combining those two topics into one, and then that one topic, that's what we're gonna align with, United Against Hate to have our
Yep.
event?
Sure,
Yes.
that works.
Love it.
And what do we want to call, I like it, community conversations. That's always been good.
Sure.
Yeah, that works.
Because these subcommittees were established by vote, we'll have to vote to dissolve them and stand up a new one.
Do you wanna do that now? Do you wanna wait? It's up to all of you.
Yeah.
Let's do something now.
Okay.
Yeah.
So motion to combine community conversations and addressing racial bullying into one subcommittee.
A motion from Lloyd, with a second from Frida. All right, the motion for the commission is to merge our community conversations or addressing racial bullying subcommittees into a single committee. The ayes. Yes. Motion passes.
Great. And within that, we will discuss United Against Hate Week and everything that's gonna be.
Yeah,
part of that.
Does it have to only be before this or?
Can't we do
Four is
four?
fine.
Four is fine, yeah.
Can't be a quorum.
Great, thank you.
No.
Okay, great.
Right.
So are we volunteering a national night out to promote United Against Hate Week?
Way to bring it back.
I know, I'm asking, but,
Can we get Juneteenth 27 flyers, right?
we have ideas and drafts for those.
Yeah.
I think we definitely should. For sure. So that's in August. This is April. I think we can probably, maybe we should meet, our committee should meet, before our May meeting to kind of finalize, what the potential plan might look like. And then we can advertise that at our August, still have plenty of time to advertise that at the August.
I think we can, probably can advertise about the event, but not a date, because I don't think we'll be ready to set a date by August.
Right. Perhaps,
Gonna
yeah.
volunteer on national. Anthem.
Yeah, should we establish who's gonna volunteer for that? I can do it.
I can be there, but I have the kids, so I can be able to stand. I can stop by.
I mean, it's for the kids, they're all supposed to be there, right? It's night out. It's gonna be crawling with kids.
Yeah.
I mean, everyone who goes should, if you have kids, bring them.
When I received the email from the office of the chief, would you like me to find out if we can just be at their table, or do you want to have a separate table? What do you want to do?
Do we know what they want from us?
Well, that's.
I think my understanding of the ask was that we have a table there
Oh, that was the ask, and that was the ask from who?
from Chief and Lynn.
Oh, okay, got it. I didn't know who that was coming from. Okay, so we need to have a table.
I think I can probably be there that night too, so.
And we don't need an activity at this table, we just have to stand at a table.
Walk books. We can. like,
We can,
It's,
or we can just promote our information,
Yeah.
Yeah,
which I think would be quite appropriate.
yeah, agree. And maybe we could share some of these resources that the United Against Hate Week team shared with us, so people, need information about, immigration or, how to be safe and all that stuff, we could just there.
Okay, great. So right now, myself, Liz, Sandra, maybe other folks, as they kind of figure things out. Oh, and Jana with their kids. Maybe I'll bring my kids too. Okay.
last thing I have on the calendar was some council member inquiries. And so one of them we saw, but prior to public comment, we had a council member inquiry through city channels to us about our plans for Pride Month. We had another council member inquire about celebrating International Women's Day, and then another one wanted to know our interest in celebrating Lunar New Year every year. And so obviously we've recently had a discussion about how we handle proclamations, celebrations, et cetera here, but it's not, we have new council members who have their interests and their projects, and certainly should express them to us, and they certainly may not have been aware in following our meetings. And I don't know that our policy, we know through our oral tradition, I suppose, here what we do with proclamations and celebrations, but I don't know that's public. And so I guess I want to talk a little bit about how do we level set and expectation set for the ad hoc requests that may come in. How do we want to publicize our decision-making process? How do we want to communicate to the city about what we've chosen, how long we've chosen, and when should they get to us if they've got ideas?
I really like Google Forms. I have a form that says like, what's your request? What vendor do you have that would like to work on this request? What funding do you have to make this request happen? And how are you going to support the Diversity Commission in making this request occur? And then that's their commitment to support us with their request. And now we have a volunteer who can take it on with us.
Does it?
Love
I
it.
love it, yeah.
Most should know.
Yeah.
You know how to create a Google form?
Oh, yeah, I do.
Do you wanna present that to us? Can we make this
Oh,
That's
are
part
we
of-
serious? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah.
Okay, I can do that.
100%?
I was just in.
So we'll keep this as part of the calendar agenda,
Okay.
and between now and the next meeting, if you could get warm July on and we can talk about it.
And let's think about what the lead time is for committee members to get that in front of us.
Yeah.
So it's realistic for us to put this into.
It's gotta be somewhere about 3 to 6 months.
I
Yeah,
agree.
exactly.
Okay. Any other discussion or decision making around that matter? More to come next month.
I did, I do recommend that when the, it's not a year in review, what is it, like the annual update, happens, that would be, I know that's end of the year, but it's a good way leading into the
Yeah,
following
We can
year.
share about our decision-making process, the lead time necessary, sort of the goals we all said in our rationale. But yeah, it's a good point.
Yeah,
And if you
great.
could remind us around that time.
I'd be happy to. And then the other piece is that the email that came from council member, Law, she did send it to the diversity commission and like the diversity commission email address and going back up to the community feedback point, which is kind of where it's at. The commission had decided that anytime an email came to the diversity commission by way of community feedback, that a person would be appointed to respond. So I don't know if you all want to do that with this particular request. And as I mentioned to you when I forwarded you her email, I did explain to her, it's already on there, but you know, they need to rotate. And her response was, maybe the commission can come to every meeting so that no observance is missed. So it probably is important to provide some additional education to Councilmember Law about what the commission does, what the commission's capacity is, so that in case more requests come down your way.
Yeah, would you re-forward me that and I will respond?
Yes. Yes, I will.
Because that was specifically for Lunar New Year and
And ANHPI Heritage Month. And then, sorry, Chair Sprott, I forgot to add it onto the script, but there was an invitation from the city regarding Earth Day.
There was.
oh, yeah. Yeah, we talked about that.
24th, April 24th.
April 24th.
Happening?
We've already moved past it on the calendar.
But it's in the calendar.
Thanks.
Next week?
Yeah, next.
And the city already has activities?
It's that the diversity commission already has the supplies. Light Up the Night usually
I have
has.
all-
That's right. Your great idea about the repurposing the planting of the flowers. Remember?
And it will be off the grid night as well.
Okay, so the city, the Earth Day, what is?
It's Earth Day celebration.
No, but who's organizing?
Oh, Jeff. July.
Okay, it's Jeff. Okay, so Jeff wants to know if we'll have a booth and do our.
I think the first ask is regarding the supplies, the Earth Days, or the Light of the Night supplies that are left over. And then like the accompanying request is, and do you all want to be the ones to be at that booth organizing it? Do you not want to be there and need the city to do it? All on the table. I'm sure there's a preference there, but it is genuinely all on the table.
So the first question is, do we want to lend our equipment and supplies out of our budget for this?
I think we're talking about switching it up.
Yeah,
for Light of
yeah.
the Night.
Great.
Yeah, I think that sounds very sustainable, very on brand.
Absolutely.
So we are okay with them
Yeah.
digging into our gear, okay? Second piece of that is, are we interested in staffing it individual, like as a collective diversity commission with our own table doing it, or would we just sort of jump on their table? Who's available?
Can have the education meeting that night. So
Not available that evening.
We'll be down here, but for something else. That's why I got off education.
I'm to help.
I can pop through on a table, but I won't be long.
No, and I just want to make sure that was really clear,
Okay.
They're two separate questions. So
Yeah.
perhaps the commission's response is, yes, you're welcome to have the supplies.
And some of us will join your table and help out.
Yeah.
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 Sure, yeah, I'm happy to help if they need it.
I'll come through for at least an hour. Okay. Does that cover our calendar items? All right, moving on to agenda item 7, ad hoc committee updates. We made one change, but we have a request to modify the composition of the Juneteenth subcommittee, meaning take out, Candace would like to come off and Jana would like to come on. Is that all accurate? All right. Is there a motion before this commission to make those changes? Lloyd, do we have a second? Second by Liz. All right, there is a motion before the committee to remove Candace and add Jana to the Juneteenth subcommittee. Have the ayes? Ayes. I feel bad about doing this to Candace, but I want to assure everybody this was her request. So let the record show. We're not voting her off. But I believe we are acting in accordance with her wishes. All right, those changes are made. Motion passes. Okay, any other composition amendments to subcommittees while we're on that topic that we have not already done? All right, then on to Juneteenth.
All right, so here's the little logo.
That's beautiful.
Love it.
Yeah.
She really? Tell her.
Yeah. Okay, so things are moving along well. Let's see, as far as entertainment, Joint Chiefs band is confirmed, they're all set to go. Thank you so much, Leon, for getting all taken care of. We have Lift Every Voice and Sing, being sung by a combination of Tavia and Adora. Thank you very much. We will have a princess of some sort.
TBD.
Peaceful Warriors drum group, and there's a couple other entertainers that we're still waiting to hear from as well. Sponsors. The library is going to be sponsoring 2 acts. They're going to be sponsoring one of the princesses, or the princess, and then the Peaceful Warriors. Off the Grid is going to be sponsoring other entertainment. We also have Unique Derek. He's been confirmed as well. Derek. Okay. Off the Grid will be sponsoring $250 of the Unique Derek as well. Rec and Park is committed to $500. eDesign C is committed to $1,000. So we still have a lot out there floating around. So I'll be following up, and if there's other folks out there who who might be interested. Oh, I think Orange Theory is potential out there as well. Oh, and 2 other, wonderful. Liam, have we ever sent this out to the Chamber of Commerce?
No, but I'm glad you said that. There is a person from the chamber who wanted to email the Diversity Commission asking for sponsorships. I explained to her predicament, and she said that the chamber has a fund that the Diversity Commission, a grant, excuse me, that she thinks the Diversity Commission could apply for. So
And then they want it back?
no, she said that her event is already applying for the grant for something else,
Got it.
and so it's for the Art Land and Music Festival, Art Wine Music Festival.
Got it.
The reason why I haven't brought it to you yet is because I had to check in with staff, and we haven't yet had a commission apply for a grant, I guess, in Pleasant Hill, and so we've been having meetings to figure out, well, is that a burden that the commissioner should carry? Is that something the staff should do? Like, how do we work that? How do we keep them involved? How do we decide which one? So there's still some stuff in the works.
Okay.
But I can try and get it going.
Well, actually, my question for the chamber was, could they send out our information?
Oh, so pardon me, I just went on a whole tangent unnecessarily. No, I don't believe so, and yes, that could be asked. of the
Okay.
firm.
Yes, that would be
Good
awesome
idea.
too. Because I also know that there's, I think 2 or 3 new restaurants, Crumbs and Royale.
This, oh, yeah, across the street.
And I feel like there's another one, but I forgot what it is. Maybe there's just one too.
Cantina Jets is kind of.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Yeah, that's
Cantina Jacks.
Handles Ice Creamery in Walnut Creek, who likes to support our local schools there.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
And I hear Wise Girls often supports and Texas Roadhouse,
And then the individuals.
Back 40.
said
Back
that,
40.
police and fire would donate to their events. And that got me thinking, we never reached out to either of those organizations.
Oh, police and fire? Oh,
So I'm gonna ask Contra
Friends.
Costa Fire,
Great.
but I need someone to ask.
I mean, do you want me to, or would you like to as being part of the committee, Sandra?
The police.
That you made best friends with the chief.
Yeah.
I mean, I can all keep 2 either way. So.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have a template to email and ask for.
Oh,
money.
just the letter. Sorry, I didn't have the,
I don't have,
yeah, I will, Leon, would you mind sending out the letter to everyone? I have no problem asking as well, because I have a great relationship with him, it doesn't matter, so, let me know,
yeah, I would email his assistant, so if you wanna
I'll
go
do-
directly to
I'll
him,
email him.
okay.
Chief, and you're gonna take, fire,
Okay.
thank you. So, shoot. Juneteenth, great. And if there's other groups that come up, actually, I had a question with regards to that as well. If we get like from restaurants gift cards, because I still have one from last year.
Do we do a raffle?
And they expire in a year under California law, they can start docking them. Like they don't have to honor them after a year.
Oh.
So you gotta use them, well, I mean, someone has to use them properly.
Okay. Something to think about. Okay, so we definitely would love more sponsorship, but that's all out there. Let's see, we've talked with Off the Grid, so they're working on getting food trucks together. They'll have more information soon. The Ed did reach out to Ed Commission, so they're potentially going to be they have a meeting this week, so they're gonna, or this month, so they're gonna find out from their commissioners. I think I did hear that CAC would like to participate with the booth at Juneteenth, and so that'll be in my CAC presentation a little later. The website is up, the letter's on the website, on the city website. We did send a letter to dignitaries again. Did Mayor confirm it?
No, we didn't.
Oh, we did.
Because,
Did I have to finalize it?
Yeah, I think there was a letter previously,
I don't remember.
and you all had like the logo really lightly in the background.
Oh, that's right. Or did we want to, that was the question. Or do we want to use, I don't know if we can do that in the background or not. It can be very simple too.
Did you do that before? I did do that before. I don't know if I have the time to do it. Okay.
Okay, I mean, I know how to put an image on a letter, almost in like letterhead form. I don't know how to do that.
Watermark it. It's called I did it on the computer.
Could I work with you on that, Leon?
Yes.
And I think Karina might be able to do it too, so she's pretty good at Canva.
Okay.
Unless you can,
I can help too, yeah.
oh, awesome, or maybe I can, hold
Okay, great.
on. And let's see here, so we can get that taken care of, we can get that out to all the dignitaries. Hopefully does council have it on their calendar? Well, I assume they do have it on the calendar anyway.
More verbally.
Okay, got it, perfect. Carson already did the Outlook article, so that's all ready to go out. It'll be for May, June issue, and within that, there's a call for sponsorships as well. And then I think Liz has a brief report for us.
Yes, we received an inquiry from a private citizen named McKenya Allen, who brought Pride and Juneteenth to the city of Martinez. And she reached out to us to see if there was any opportunities to partner with her. So Jana, Lloyd, and I met with her on Friday, and she shared, she's a very, very passionate individual and very inspiring. And she shared a lot about all she did to bring that work to Martinez, but they don't have the same support and infrastructure that we have for their Juneteenth event. So she just wanted to learn best practices from us, understand how we collect sponsorships, which we were very happy to share. And we thought that this would be a great opportunity to cross-collaborate in terms of bringing awareness to each other's Juneteenth events. So theirs is the last Saturday of June. And we wanted to run by all of you to see if you were comfortable to include in some of our communications and at our event. If you can't come to Juneteenth in Pleasant Hill, you are invited to celebrate and honor the holiday in Martinez, and here's the information, etc. And Lloyd had the great idea about asking her if she wanted to host a booth at our event to share information about their Juneteenth event. And she said she was willing to share information and like marketing with the Martinez contacts that she has, and then make introductions to you know, any other third party, like one of the churches that she works with. She said she was happy to do some introduction to us. So we have some faith-based information for our consideration for the agenda of our event. So it was really positive, and I thought it was really great to think through how we can cross-collaborate across our cities and, you know, just promote inclusivity. And she was really happy to, you know, promote creating safe spaces where people can celebrate these moments. And so, yeah, did I miss something?
I think we should tell her about Pride too.
Yes, cool, yes. So I think she would be a really nice partner for us moving forward, just to make sure we're bringing in as many people who are looking to celebrate the event. She did not know that we had one, so I think she would love to invite her community and her contacts to celebrate with us. So the more the merrier. Yeah.
Well, I think it's in the subcommittee's purview is to make those marketing decisions.
Great.
But anybody external to the subcommittee can certainly provide input to the subcommittee on the proposed communication changes. Any concerns, questions, direction?
Yeah.
I have a question for the commission. I don't know if you recall, but last year there was someone from, don't quote me, Clayton or Concord, who was handing out flyers just among people, but with a bit of a competitive verbiage in what they were saying to folks. And I didn't know if anyone noticed it, and I wonder, it sounds like the commission's saying, if you want a booth, let us know.
Totally.
And host one, maybe, I don't know. And I don't know who that rep was.
When you say competitive, mean like they're doing it the same day, or leave here and come there?
It was like ours is better kind of thing. Ours
Wow.
is bigger, ours is better, ours will have more. And I remember at least 2 individuals who were passing out flyers throughout the event.
Does it
soon?
It was a Steve, was it? I think it was a Steve.
It was Concord.
It was the individual that we had said was able to sponsor their event.
Oh my gosh, that does not seem the spirit of the event. That's
And
awful.
that was why when we brought up the Martinez, I was a little bit hesitant on this, because we as a commission decided that we weren't going to collaborate with a citizen that is not part of the city as a whole. Because we weren't sure, like the city of Concord was not in cahoots with them, and it was just really messy. And the group that was putting it together was going against the city, like it was just really messy. And so we had decided that we can't, because we represent the city. But this individual from Martinez didn't approach it as I want things from you. They approached it more as can you help me get this going?
And how can we support each other?
Each other, yeah.
Yeah, but I don't know, because we set that precedent last year, so there's that kind of like, do we share information? We did tell the Concord people that we would talk about their event, and we did, and they showed up and started doing that. So that was interesting. I don't know, that was what happened last year, and this year, we can change how we approach things, obviously.
Is this lady just an individual, or is this connected to the city?
I think she's connected to the city in an unofficial capacity. She did run for city council, but didn't win, but she has a lot of inroads there, so she's not officially a member of the city.
And then I think she helped them put together
She
like
did.
a couple of different events, like
Yeah.
Pride and is it Juneteenth as well?
Yes.
Yeah, so she's still helping the city put together these events, so I think she just.
With a council member from our
Yeah.
city to reach out.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of differences.
More
Yeah.
official.
Channels.
Glenn, are there any issues, because the city is giving us some of the funds to accomplish this? Any concerns with us marketing for another city from that perspective?
I didn't get that impression from colleagues. I don't have that impression.
Great. The only other thing that I forgot to mention, when we were talking with Danielle from Off the Grid, they had mentioned that College Park's Block C, they're doing a fundraising event, and the date that worked, I guess, best for their members was Thursday, June 19th. And so she asked, would it be okay if College Park Block C was participated and that day with some of the fundraising efforts? I responded back to her, perhaps if maybe the College Park BSU collaborated with Block C to kind of do something together, because I think it really needs to be in the spirit of Juneteenth. She said she was gonna go back to them and ask, but we need.
Yeah, who is Black Sea?
Oh, you don't, okay.
I would know there.
It's their, oh, go ahead, yeah. It's their sports boosters.
Well, they have nothing to do with Juneteenth, so that's an easy fix. They're not, no,
So,
and, yeah, go ahead.
so, I mean, I realize that the sports boosters supports all students, but there would need to be some sort of huge focus on the spirit of Juneteenth. Or we could just say,
Well, and the benefit should in significant part go to something related to Juneteenth.
Yes.
I guess,
Yes.
there are many, many great causes, I believe,
Mhm,
College
mhm.
Park sports.
Yep.
The whole, or you could name a zillion
Mhm.
things in the city I believe in. But I don't know that fundraising on the back of our Juneteenth celebration
Mhm,
is the appropriate event.
mhm.
And then we can't sell things and have vendors and fundraising.
Well, true. True. Actually,
Why them? Like, I mean, gosh, if they can raise their hand and get in,
anyone,
Next.
right?
Pleasant Hill Hawks will be here next.
Great
What's
point.
the Pleasant Hill Hawks?
That's the baseball association.
Oh.
Of course, right?
Great point.
Yeah, so there's your answer, no, we're not gonna do that.
Okay. Very good.
You're welcome to come and celebrate.
Okay, very good.
Yeah, we pushed to
We don't
say
wanna
that if
open
we
the-
only wanted it,
the floodgates,
then if it made sense for the spirit of the event, she was gonna connect with ESU. But she also said, it can be a no.
So, yeah, just great point that would potentially open the floodgates, and how would, that's just not in the spirit of. Yeah. Okay, great. Okay. Did I miss anything?
I don't think so.
Shauna?
There was the conversation with, the lady that we spoke with, and she had talked about one of
McKinney.
the pieces that we missed with our Juneteenth.
Oh,
event,
right.
prayer.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
And so I wanted to bring that here for discussion because it is a city event. Are we allowed to do that? Are we not allowed to do that? I know that we had the, gosh, what was that event? It was a Jewish event that happened.
Oh,
It wasn't the menorah lighting, it was something else that had happened. And I think the city council members had attended and there was prayer there as well, I think. It was put on their drama.
No, that is the menorah lighting.
Was it the menorah lighting?
There are two of them.
There's so many events, because I'm losing track. But there was prayer at that event. So I'm kind of wondering what the precedent is, what are the expectations from the city? Was that part of the city or was it a member utilizing city space? So just kind of what we can and cannot do.
It's a great question. That event was, Brianna did do it as a citizen, so she did not even do it as a diversity commissioner. And they did utilize city space, so the rabbi coordinated the entire ceremony, including the prayer.
So this is the ask is to read a prayer at some point during Juneteenth.
it was more of a suggestion,
yeah,
actually.
he said that according to tradition, it was always part, you sing, raise every voice, and the pastor would lead in prayer at the beginning of every Juneteenth event. So that's how they did it in Martinez, and she shared that context, which I didn't know. So
Yeah,
that
they
was
probably did it
educational.
in Concord, but Concord was not city sponsored.
I haven't heard of that. So that's, I'm learning.
But I guess the question would be, because it is a city sponsored event.
I mean, I don't know, that's a question we can answer. I mean, I have my own First Amendment thoughts, but it's city council needs to answer the question whether it passes the London test, or I think actually there's a new test, but.
I mean, we don't have to respond to everything, you know, I would say.
No.
For the suggestion, you already have your plan for this year, so, yeah.
And I mean, I guess you're definitely, well, yeah. What were you about to say? I'm
Just that if we were inclined to do it, you know, I mean, the risk doesn't adhere to this, you know, to the diversity commission. The city has to decide whether it's a First Amendment issue or not.
Oh, so.
Is it government endorsement of religion to read, for a pastor to read a prayer at something on city grounds on something that the city is funding in part? Maybe, I don't know. It's a legal question none of us are qualified to answer.
Yeah. I mean, do we want to even present the question?
Well, I think the subcommittee just needs to decide whether or not this is a piece they want to pursue. And then once they've made it, if the decision is to pursue it, then we ask city council.
I think we're asking you all, because
Yeah.
the way that it was presented to us was that this is tradition. and
Yeah.
You have to honor the culture and tradition. Again, I'm not part of this tradition or culture, so I do not know.
don't know.
And so we're bringing it here and saying, as the subcommittee, or the subcommittee's bringing it here and looking for opinions on which direction you want us to pursue. Do we research this and find out if this is
I
what we
think
should do?
Nakenya was going to introduce us to her contact. I think it's worth exploring just to understand the tradition, because I would hate that if this is part of a decades, years, you know, tradition and we're missing a key element, I would hate that. Like, because I'm not part of the culture, like you said, but I want to make sure we're honoring it in the most authentic way. So I want to understand it a little bit more before we just say no. That's my 2 cents.
Yes. Yes. I feel like, yeah, at Concord, I definitely remember there was, I think we got to the beginning, and they definitely had you attended the Concord, right?
Yeah, I did, but I've never noticed that.
I don't think I've noticed.
Have you ever? mean, I've never noticed that. Maybe I got there late every time after the parade.
So maybe just the next step is for us to investigate, talk to McKinney's contact, just understand the root of the tradition, and then we can make the call.
Contacted the church, which is.
Yeah. Well, of course, there.
Has an interest.
Yes.
It has interest, yeah, but we could also do our own research.
And we can decide if we want to stick to tradition or if we want to, we're celebrating it in our own way.
This is Pleasant Hill tradition, so we
Yeah,
get to
fair.
decide what that
Fair.
looks like.
I think if we want to research, we can research further here.
You know what?
That's fair.
Yeah,
But I mean, it's up to you. That's just my opinion.
Because you only have 1 month and a half.
right. Lyon, if you were attending a Juneteenth event and there was not a prayer, would you be offended?
I wasn't anticipating one, or I went last year and there wasn't a prayer, and I was not offended, that's my answer. I'm happy to ask our city attorney to in general, at any event is.
Well, yeah, I mean, I think I'd like to know the answer regardless.
Yeah.
Just so we can, because, you know, other things will come up, maybe it's, whatever the case may be. And then, at least we'll have the answer one way or another, because, you know, if the answer is something different, well, maybe it's a move, so. Okay, great.
Anything else on Juneteenth? All right, does our newly formed subcommittee have anything to report back?
So I think we have more time to discuss now, not to push it to October, because initially the plan was to have it in end of April at the library, and like the action item was to draft a letter to invite the panelists, which would be the school principals, superintendent, the city council, and the chief of police. I guess that can get pushed out once we have the date. And then like another letter is to invite the audience, which would be the school PTSA and also the resources that we get that is addressed to anti-bullying resource, and to invite them to be the audience for the event. And then the third action item would be like design a poster for the event. So we can share with the community and also share with the schools. So those are the 3 action items that we had initially.
Questions? Advice? Okay, we will now hear from commissioners regarding item 8, commission liaison update. Big Action Commission.
CAC report, I think they've raised like $13,000 for their concert series thus far. They're still looking at sponsorship for a couple other folks, so they might get, you know, potentially up to 17,000 or more. So they're doing great this year. They're gonna do concert shirts, I think for $15. They're gonna have advertisements in the East Bay Times and the Concord Pioneer, press releases. And then they're doing 30 poles, I think, down Contra Costa Boulevard, banners to promote their events as well. They would like to participate in Juneteenth, have a booth at our event. And city is being awarded from the Food Bank of Contra Costa County award of thanks because they brought at this community service day, they brought in 5.5 tons of food.
Wow.
So that's a big deal. And that was the second largest amount that the city's ever brought in to support the food bank. The largest was, it was actually during COVID, and all we did was collect food that year for community service day. And then they had to adjust their community service day for this year. So it'll be September 27th of 2025. Yep.
All right. Commission on Aging.
Okay, so Commission on Aging, they have an event in May focused on aging well, and they were there was a lot of discussion on coordination around that. They made a their annual report to the city last month, so there was a lot of debrief on that. Basically, everyone's very pleased with how they're moving forward and really to report there. I think I shared in a couple meetings ago that they were working with, oh gosh, what is it called? The Village program, and I think there's some interest to continue evaluating what that could look like for the city. They are also interested in participating in Juneteenth, and actually in our donation sponsorship letter, we say that we are open to people providing suggestions for musical acts, and they move forward with that. So I talked to them yesterday to say, I don't think we need any suggestions on musical acts going
Settled at this
forward.
point.
Yeah, so we should probably take that out of our flyer, and I need to follow up with you, Lionel, just to make sure that's removed.
Or change to next year's.
What?
Oh, good point.
Next
We're
year.
taking suggestions for next year's musical
Okay,
acts.
yeah, for
That's
sure.
great.
That is good. And the woman that I spoke with at the Commission on Aging said that multiple people on their commission would be willing to devote their time to our event. So if we needed help with setup or cleanup, they are happy to help.
Yes and
out.
yes.
Yes, and yes. And since we don't need the music ideas anymore, I put it out to them again because they had in past meetings brainstormed having a booth where members of the Commission of Aging would be there to read stories to kids as sourced from the library of that, books that are celebrating Juneteenth and celebrating the community. So they're gonna revisit that idea and let me know, and if so, we can help them, set. I thought it was beautiful. I love that idea, so I can circle back just to see if they are actually able to make that happen. So we just talked about it yesterday, so. Yeah, that's it.
Education Commission.
Yeah, so 2 meetings from February was the first one that I joined their meeting, and then there's a one from March. So from the February one, someone came and promote the July 4th 5K run fundraising for the schools. I forget who the contact person was. But then it's open to anyone that can. I think they can sign up online, just put like which school they want to support. And then just like attend the 5K run. So that was one event that got promoted. And then the Education Commission also interested in connecting with us on the United Against Hate walk.
Great.
So they want to do that with us. So
Very good.
together with the community conversation, so both. So they asked me specifically if we're doing anything, and then I told them that we don't know.
But now we have something.
So
They're
but
already
they want to join that. And then they also mentioned something interesting. They said that the Pleasant Hill, they always need content, so if you want to promote anything, you can use that. The Pleasant Hill magazine, there's a magazine called.
Oh, yeah, I just started getting it.
Yeah, I got that. Yeah,
Real estate magazine?
Yeah, but they have articles in there.
it's like family. You should the cover
Yeah.
page is like a family
Yeah.
Pleasant Hill.
Yes,
How do you sign up?
They
I
should
started
have,
getting it.
I didn't
Yeah.
sign up, I bought
It's like
it.
its third issue.
Yeah,
Third issue.
I actually made note to, that's so great. How do we get in there?
we should
I
be on
can
the
find
cover
out.
of
For
the.
sure.
That diversity commission.
Our Juneteenth photo.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no.
That'd be awesome.
Who
I should do a
writes
video.
this magazine, do you know?
It's supported by a realtors, so it's a commercial entity. And it's meant to mostly pump real estate, but it has some cool community features. Like it does talk about both.
Really?
The cover page is always a
Like a big family, and then there's like a feature article about
Oh,
that family.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Oh, I hope my son's not
Our
watching.
diversity commission family.
We talked about this back at the
I
start.
think it's gonna be the fact. But yeah, so that they brought that up. And then they're actually doing, they have their own strategic plan for 2024 until 2029 is to different pillars engage, communicate, and connect with the community, mostly with the schools, obviously. And then a different school principal attended one of the meeting. So that was interesting to listen what's happening at different school and what they're doing for events. And then for the March meeting was a lot shorter. So what I discovered is that one person has an entire principal email list. And I think you have that too. Right? Someone has an email list.
Why don't you have it, I think?
Oh, no, Candace has it, right? Doesn't she
But like I noted that down because when we need to reach out to the principal, like I can ask the education commission to share the list, like a complete list so that we don't need to look for it. And then one interesting event that they're trying to plan is they plan to have an education session to discuss TK, like what TK is, so that the families knows what to prepare. But that is like in the work, so probably won't happen anytime soon.
What is TK?
Transitional kindergarten.
Oh, yes, that was a long time ago for me.
But yeah, so those are the main updates.
All right. Any announcements? I have one if there are none.
Wait, night market. Oh, that's part of it.
You've been waiting all night.
Lloyd has something to say to you.
I haven't enough.
Oh my gosh, that was amazing.
Sorry.
I'm gonna put on here, Chris Brought introduced Commissioner Sheen.
Pleasant Hill Night Market will be the inaugural NAANHPI celebration. Their first one will be May 2nd. It will be do you know where the little park is? Right in front of Floor and Decor, is that right?
The dog park?
Yeah.
Oh,
So that's where it's gonna be, in that same little shopping center with Los Panchos. And I mean, it sounds like it's gonna be a great event. Vendors, food, entertainment, 5 to 9 p.m. And they plan to do it every single month on the first.
Every single month.
That's their plan.
it sounds cute.
Oh.
Till
Friday. Oh, no.
through the good weather months.
Yep.
Oh.
Mhm.
Oh.
So the first one will be 5/2.
Which is a Friday.
So yeah, they're looking to do it
Sort of as a first Friday, I
first
suppose.
Friday. Yeah.
Oh.
And May in Pleasant Hill is magic.
Yeah.
When is it?
First and third
For-
Friday of each month.
Oh, first and third. That's right. That's right. First and third.
Oh, wow, so twice a month?
And
Extra parking at DVC.
yeah. So check it out. Yeah, it sounds like they have a great program. And I've seen their signs like all over the place. So,
Except it doesn't say first.
Yeah.
Which makes it confusing.
And how long does it last? How many months does it last?
They talked about going at least until October. That was sort of the plan, the briefing we got.
and maybe, and I guess we'll see how things,
Business.
Yeah.
go.
My weekly said May 2nd to November 7th, 5 to 9 p.m. First and third Friday.
Oh, wow.
We could all go to the first one if we can.
Yeah, we should.
Yeah.
Okay, well, with that, thank you for participating in tonight's meeting. The time is 8:17 p.m. We are adjourned until our next regular meeting on Tuesday, May 20th, 2025. And I didn't hear a request for a special meeting, so it sounds like we're on track.
Never.
Good.
Well, I don't think.